himself a little girlfriend now. First little girlfriend.
Oh, that's official. It's not just for homecoming.
I was like, so are you guys dating? He was like, I guess. And I'm like, what do you mean you guess? It's yes or no. And he's like, I don't know. He was like, she just got my phone number. And he was like, we just call it locked in now, Dad. We're just locked in. I'm like, what the hell does locked in mean? He was like, you don't talk to nobody else. I was like, so you're dating? We're dating without saying the word dating. I'm like,
Yeah, they don't like to use the word, man.
I'm like, man, get out of here with this, man. You drive me crazy.
Yeah, they don't use the word no more, man. They're locked in.
Yeah, locked in, special needs ass.
Sarkarians, baby.
Trying to find a screenshot of something, man. I'll tell you, that's my memory there. I try to screenshot stuff because that's how I remember stuff.
Yeah, me too. That's why I send a whole bunch of shit to y'all. It's not that, I find it. It's just like, if I don't send it to y'all, I'm not going to remember it.
Sarkarians, baby.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's favorite grandson, aka the bearded wonder, aka Obi Pod Kenobi, aka Pod's favorite, aka Pod's gift. CEO of this thing of ours, SMG, Mr. More AKAs in HBCU, Pinkies up, and we are here with another episode of not the Coke finger. No, you gotta put the thumb out too. You gotta put the thumb out.
You didn't say pinky and thumb. You said the pinky up.
When I say pinky up, I go like this. So people don't misconstrue that I'm on. You know what I mean?
You could be going like this.
I don't be
like
taking
telephone.
And yeah, man, we are here, man. Road to 100. We are here with another episode of Toxicology Report. And as always, my man, my mellow. Introduce yourself, sir, with this beautiful new background for you, sir.
It's your boy, best friend, aka the colonizer, aka the blind man at a Dodge dealership because I don't see any challengers.
Sarkarians, baby.
He's a dad, and you're gonna get those from time to time.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. All
right,
I'm gonna put that up. We're gonna see if they like it. We're gonna see if they like that one. How you been, man?
I feel like I just saw you on this thing, man. Like I was like, man,
bro, it's gonna get like that after a while. It's gonna be just
literally. He was like creeping. He was like, I was like, oh, you want when he gets on, you want to say hi? And he was like, yeah. I was like, when he gets on, you can say hi. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, every time he sees me, it's big waves and smiles. Because he makes me feel good being at work. Like I don't usually feel good at work, but he makes me feel good being there.
He's the type that he looks for like safety and comfort. So when he knows that somebody's like that, like, because I tell him every morning, if you need something, you see him, something's wrong, somebody picking on you, bothering you, whatever. I was like, go right to him. So I think that gives him his safety net at school.
He ain't say nothing to me in the hallway today. He was talking to his friend. I got upset. I was a little jealous.
Oh, you got a little friend?
Yeah. I was like, hey. He just kept on talking to us. I was like, okay.
Maybe they're told not to talk to you. Don't talk to them grown people.
Everybody talks to me, man. I'm Mr. George. Oh, man. How was your day? I ain't going to ask you how your week was. I just saw you a couple of days ago.
It wasn't bad. I was in a meeting all day today, so it was one of those things. But other than that, like, went to the gym, got a little workout in with Junior after football practice. So
I think I need to go back to the gym.
You need to, man. Yeah. Not just to get in shape, but I noticed that when I stopped going for a while, literally, not only do you lose muscle and but mentally, it's a mental like depression, like it helps with depression and anxiety and mental fatigue and all that stuff. Like it gets you like it's almost like taking that deep breath of fresh air and like clearing your mind.
So you saying I'm depressed, sir? You seeing things that I don't see?
No, what I'm saying is like it helps with those things. Like just not even the gym, any type of exercise. Like I noticed that like I felt like I was getting depressed and I was having some issues. And like when it was summertime, I would go out and walk with my neighbor, and I'm like, just the fresh air and the sun, the vitamin D, like just because my house, like I come in, like I close all the curtains. I want to live in like a bat cave. Like don't let no sunlight in. I don't want no humans in, no nothing. But I guess I don't realize how much the darkness takes a toll on you.
Okay.
So you get out of work, you're not getting sunlight all day. You walk out, you get in your car, you're not getting anything. So then, like when I started walking, I was starting to feel a little bit better. And then get back in the gym, you start feeling a little bit better. You're having some fog, some mental fatigue, stuff like that. But overall, it gives you that like little boost of like immune system jolt or whatever you want to call it.
It's funny you should say that because we were dog sitting and the dog destroyed the blinds in my front living room. So we have a sheet up until I can get some new blinds because I'm bougie. I got particular blinds that I need, and it's super dark on the first floor now. Like it's just super dark, and ever since then it's been different. Like my attitude changed. I don't even want to talk to people. I just sit there and watch TV. Like, so it's funny that you should say that. So
it's funny. So in my bedroom, I have the Venetian, what are they called? Like the blind things up, Venetian blinds, whatever they're called. But I got the room darkening ones that like they're white, but they keep all the light out. Then I got room darkening curtains to go on top of that. So like I want my room like pitch black because I want to be able to just relax, sleep, not have no sunlight come in.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like it definitely messes with your mental psyche.
Yeah. Yeah. When Megan from Canada came to visit, like she came in my room and she was like, nah. No, she was like, why is it so dark in here? Like, are you okay? You depressed? Like she went into like a whole counselor mode. And then she went and just opened up all my curtains. Like, yeah, we don't do darkness here. It's all the light. Let the light in. So yeah, definitely the darkness does things to you. So yeah.
Maybe that's why all them goth people, wind up doing crazy stuff. They, the darkness gets to them and they do dark stuff.
And then you also can put yourself there, like because they don't have to be in the dark. They can think they're in the dark, and then their mind starts to train themselves to just slow down, go into that dark place for them. So yeah, man, it's a whole lot of stuff from that. So we're gonna do an update on a past story that we did. Danny Masterson, from That 70s Show's fame.
Gonna be calling Danny Masturbates now.
Yeah, they gave him some numbers. What was it, like 30 years or something like that?
30 years.
Yeah, 30 to life they gave him for the 2 rapes that he's been charged with. And yeah, and now as right on schedule, everybody's backing up from him.
I saw Ashton Kutcher and whatever her name is, Mila
Kunis.
Mila,
put out a video saying they apologized for even writing a letter on his behalf. They said that we didn't know all the full story. His family reached out to them, and we just wrote from the guy that we knew. We didn't know, the guy that goes home and all that other stuff. How you feel about that retraction?
So I know a real life situation where this happened. So 2 friends of mine. So one friend, her son was molested by his baseball coach. The whole team, a lot of the people on the team were. So a good friend of mine, I grew up my whole life. Like I would put every dollar on my life saying that this guy is like one of the best guys I know. He went to court and he had to testify for the guy about his character. And he was like, look, I've known this guy. I don't think this guy would ever do anything like this, blah, blah, blah. So if Steve would have told me, Mike, this guy didn't do it, I know him, I would have believed him because I trust Steve and I've known him my whole life. So, but the guy was good. He duped Steve and like, pulled the wool over his eyes. So the guy wound up getting off the first time because of Steve's testimony. Now more people have come forward and they've actually charged the guy and locked him up. And I think he's got like 9 or 10 counts now for 9 different kids.
Okay.
And then, so I called Steve out on it. Like, he's my friend. I've known him forever. And one of the family members reached out and was like, I can't believe you're friends with this guy. Like, he did this. He got him off whatever. And I'm like, bro, like, don't come in my DM, like, who I'm friends with. I was like, let me figure out what's going on my end. So like, if this is true, like, hey, I'm with you. Like, I don't need to be friends with people like that. So I called Steve out myself, like, and I hit him up and everything. He's like, I can show you the text messages. He was like, I swear to you, like, I cried when I found out. He was like, I would never lie to you, Mike. He was like, I swear, like, I didn't know, like, I didn't think he was capable of this. I would never put a kid in harm's way. Like, just this whole thing about, and like, I believe Steve because I know Steve, and he has 2 kids. Like, I know he wouldn't put his kids in that situation.
Right.
So it's one of those things where, like, same thing for Ashton and them. Like, you think you know somebody and you're willing to go to bat for him, and you're like, nah, like, there's no way.
Yeah.
How many people would have went to bat for Theo Huxtable, Yeah. And said, nah, this guy would have never did that. Bill would have never did that.
Like, even me, like, if say some allegations came out, I'm pretty sure half of Instagram was like, nah, bro. Like, so I get it. But again, their friends are killing them for it, though. Their friends are killing them.
But you can't. Like, I get it, but you can't because, again, unless you were in those houses and you're like, the after hours Danny and not the guy who comes to work. Like, you got people that come to work all day long. And how many times have you seen on the news where it's like, we're going to interview his neighbor. Oh, he was such a sweet, quiet guy. He never came out. He cut his grass. He helped me with my grass. He took my trash out. I didn't know he had 10 bodies in the basement. He was never that guy. You don't know what's going on in the house after hours. You only see what people want you to see. And that's how they continue to get away with it because they put on that persona or that image or whatever it is. And so in a way, like, I feel like the realist me feels like, come on, bro, you knew what kind of person.
Like, I'm about to say, because you say that about like a lot of celebrities, like, there's no way they could have hid all of that. So
part of me is like, look, you knew him for 20 some years. You knew when you guys went out to the bar or you guys been out somewhere, if he's like rapey or whatever.
Right.
But then at the same time, it's like some people are just really good at hiding it and maybe they didn't. So I'm 50-50 on it.
And then, a lot of, rape culture is real, like, the innuendos, the jokes, you know what I mean? Like the extra touching, like, it's been that way for, way before us. And unless something changes soon, way after us, you know what I mean? Like
that Donald Trump stuff, that whole person, that whole grab her by the, whatever, like that stuff, that isn't something you just joke about. That's a real rapey culture. That's like them innuendos, like you said, like they're real.
Like, there's a pyramid for rape culture, like things that you wouldn't think that is part of rape culture, like the jokes, and then like the extra looks, and telling a 5-year-old, oh, when you get older, you know what I mean, you can get it, that's part of rape culture.
Yeah, you got everybody. Somebody, most people have those uncles like that. Are like that at the cookout or whatever. You're like, them perverted uncles, like, they were doing that stuff back in the 60s and 70s, like, and getting away with stuff, like, just because they're doing it in the 2020s and stuff like that, like, they still the same perverted uncle.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, what is right here? Boys will be boys. You know what I mean? Like, like, just doing rape jokes, period. Like, that's all part of the culture, and it's going to be part of the culture for a long fucking time. Dick pics, like, unsolicited dick pics, that's part of rape culture. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know who got the nerve to do that anyway. Why would you send your dick just randomly without telling them why?
right, knowing that like now people are so quick to blast you and screenshot and like save stuff, and like, yeah, like that's crazy. Like, I don't get people.
I don't get it either. Like, and women do it too. Women, they just throw it, they show you titties. Like, here you go, there you go, titty pic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and women think they can get it. Women think they can get away with it too. They think just because you're sending it to a man unsolicited, it's okay.
Because we're supposed to like it. You know what I mean? Like we were raised to like it. Like, oh, you don't like it? What's wrong with you? Huh?
Some men, don't like that stuff. How many times have you said you block people for sending you?
I do, but don't be like some men and pointing at me, making it look real crazy.
Some men don't like unsolicited.
I'm about to say, finish the sentence. Don't be like some men and pause. Like
this guy over here. Some men,
definitely, niggas get blocked. Niggas get blocked every day. But that keeps me safe too. So I don't want nobody thinking you can do anything, or later on down the line you can screenshot like, oh, look at this conversation. Like, nah, you don't get
somebody
none of that.
just grab you right by the balls.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, he likes it.
Yeah. There's videos of that too. I forgot where I saw that. I think it was either YouTube or somewhere where a woman, they're recording her and she literally grabbing men by the nuts and shit, like, and she's not like hurting them, she's just groping them like, hey, like,
Well, Terry Crews, like, he did a whole thing how he was in a big meeting and a man executive came up and just grabbed him, by his junk and thought it was cool.
And people, they looked at him weird because he's such a large man. They're like, how would you let somebody do that to you? And,
right.
And I told you, like, it's not the muscles. That executive had power. That executive had power over him.
The mental, he's like, man,
you would
if
never
I say something, I'm done.
And
that's why he tells a story, but he won't tell the exec's name.
Exactly, because he will never work in this fucking town again.
Because he knows, he's like, man, I'm done if I mention this. Like, I'll put it out there to kind of like get this guy scared, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to mention his name.
Right. Which, that's insane, bro. Let me be 6'5", 285.
Bro, I'm putting a fear on you. Like, bro, if you don't give me a job, I'm choke you out.
I'm saying, like, yo, like, yeah, I just wouldn't be in Hollywood anymore, bro. I don't think I can take that with me. I just won't be in Hollywood anymore. I have to find another way to feed my family.
Trust me, like, but there's two sides to that coin.
Yeah,
like, because there's some people that want to get in Hollywood, they're willing to do anything on that casting couch, and then there's some people that get on that casting couch and they don't want to be there and they're not willing to do it, and they get forced to do it. So, for every one person that doesn't want to do it, I'm sure there's 3 people that are willing to do whatever it takes to get their big break.
All the time.
Like me, this guy right here. One of them. Put me on that casting couch, coach.
And I'm the guy that's like, no, don't touch me. See?
Yeah.
So
let Faith Hill come in there and be like, look, we need to sit down on this couch and have a talk.
So you saying if we go up to the big corporate office, I just need to leave the room and let you do what you need to do?
Whatever I got to do to, get that paycheck. Like, look. Okay.
So I'm going to leave. And you just text me when the deal is done, all right?
It's going to be about 32 seconds. This shit, by the time you shut the door, I'll be sending you a text like, bro.
I'm hitting the elevator button. You like, hey, we good.
Like, when you hit that button, and as soon as you hear that bing, you're going to get a text saying bing at the same exact time.
Bruh. But Danny's wife, Bijou Phillips, she's famous. She's part of the Phillips family, from that singing group and all that shit. She's filing for divorce. She's filing for fucking divorce. She's citing irreconcilable differences. That's her reasoning.
Well, he got locked up, but he's been in jail for a couple years now, right?
Yeah.
So why is she filing now? Because now she knows
the charges are out. Yeah, the charges are out, and she can't hide it.
The charges are out then, and like I guess he thought he was going to beat the charges, and he's like, oh, but now it's 30 years. Like, hey, you ain't coming back home, so I might as well.
Yeah.
She going to get her big chunk of change and move on, and not be as I didn't know about it. I didn't whatever.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Didn't.
They jumping ship. They gonna jump the ship. So, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison this is the retrial. Baju lists a date of separation as to be determined, cites irreconcilable differences for the cause of divorce. Her lawyer says Ms. Phillips has decided to file for divorce from her husband during this unfortunate time. Her priority remains with her daughter. He continued, this period has been unimaginably hard on the marriage. No shit.
Yeah, because they can't see each other. Yeah,
right.
Sure it has. Like, people come into your house and be like, your husband's a rapist. Your daddy's a rapist.
Masterson was always present for Miss Phillips during their most difficult times of her life, but Miss Phillips acknowledges that he is a wonderful father. It's just that we can't do it. And
he can't do it now.
Right. And she's asking for spousal support and attorney fees, and she wants to change her name. She does not want Masterson to be her last name anymore.
Well, when she gets a divorce, she can change her name. Like,
yeah, that's all in the stipulations of the divorce. She wants spousal support.
Well, I guess it makes sense that like they had to, because when I got mine, like they said, hey, part of the agreement, like, are you going to force her to change her name? Or I was like, I don't care what she does. She kept it right now, know. So I was like,
when mom got divorced, they asked her, like, do you want to change your name? And she was like, why? I've been this for like 30 something years. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to write my name any other way. I was like, but yeah, that's the life of Danny Masterson. He's going to be in prison. He's going to get assaulted. Yeah, Mr. Handsy man. So I'm just glad he white. That's all. I'm just glad he white this time. And Bill is still free, sir. Just want you to know that. I just want to put that out there.
Hey, Bill went in and got out. He got a little bit more money than Danny does. That's why it was so easy for him to get out.
Yeah, Bill got like 70 years of TV money.
Right.
You ain't hear from nobody else though, like Topher and all them. None of them said shit. It was just
they don't want to get involved. They don't want their name out there. They don't want to be like taking backlash because like, hey, I said he was a good person. Kind of like, they are now. They like had to come out like, we've always been about the victims. We've always cared about making sure we protect.
We gave money. We gave money to organizations and shit.
Yeah, like nobody cares about what you did before. It's what you did now. Like you could have, look at Jared from Subway.
Yeah,
that guy. He did all kind of stuff that was nice and all, but then he was going over to other countries and raping little kids.
I think he come home soon.
No way, does he?
I think so. Jared been gone a long time.
I thought he got I thought he was gone for good.
Jared. But yeah, like, and you saw like somebody called them because they look like they just woke up.
Yeah, they were like, you need to get up now and put a video out right now. Their publicist or manager, whoever, like mother is like, look, this is about to hit the fan. You did this. Like, yeah, they look like they just got like rushed out of a hotel for protection, like in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. Jared got beat up in jail.
Shocking.
Yeah. What is this? 300. Damn, he lost a lot of weight.
Bro, he's a child rapist. You care about his weight?
Nah, I'm talking about like before we knew what the fuck was going on. Damn, it don't even say how long. Oh, he gave himself to God now.
Oh, that makes it good, Jared. Good job.
Right.
Way to try to.
Oh, here we go. His release date. Yeah, Jared come home 2029. That's how long he been away.
What year is this? Damn, 6 years?
Yeah.
How long did he get?
He got transferred to another place in 2015. So he probably gave him 15 years.
I wonder how much money he's got left.
Bruh. Yeah, they gave him 15 years and 8 months. So they're gonna make him do the entire 15 years.
Well, shit, if he's got to do the entire.
Yeah, so he probably get 8 months probation because they're talking about 2029. That's 15 years.
Damn.
And then he has a lifetime of supervision.
Yeah, that's normal.
$175,000 fine, and had to give up $50,000, and then he paid 1.4 in restitution.
Bro, I don't get it, man. Like, for Danny, there's women out there. You're famous.
Yeah,
like there's women out there willing
for him. For him, it's a little different. Like Jerry looked like a weirdo. Danny was that guy at one point. Super cool, curly hair. Like he was that guy. Like
if he would have said, "Hey, we're having a date and hosting party tonight," and I guarantee there would have been 1,000 girls lined up, and 980 of them would have been willing to give it up for free without some type of having to do that. Like, and then same thing for Jared. Jared's like a millionaire. You could have just went and got yourself a prostitute. You didn't have to mess with kids.
He could have paid for an escort. He had that
type escort. He could have. Yep.
I don't know, but I think Danny, it was just the power. I think it was I can do
Bill
this.
Cosby. Cosby.
I can do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Harvey Weinstein. Like,
you want to be on my show? I can do this. Like, I can put you on the Cosby Show right now. You know what to do. Harvey Weinstein. If you want to be in one of my movies, me and my brother can get you in the movie. But you gotta come over here.
How many movies did this man make do?
Like, I was watching something from like 2003, and it had the Weinstein brothers production on it. That's how they.
And you didn't even know. You were like, man.
I started paying attention. Matter of fact, Marlon Wayans was talking about why he didn't do Scary Movie 3. He said because the production company took it from him. And he said, "Who's the production company?" He said, "One of them in jail right now." He's talking about Harvey. The Weinstein brothers did the production on Scary Movie.
See? And how many people love Scary Movie?
Yeah.
It's one of the top Halloween costumes every year.
Yeah.
Damn. Crazy world we live in.
Yeah, man. All right, let's
trust me, if Harvey got out right now, like he'd have half of his old clique would come back. They wouldn't care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nobody cared. Not at all. So let's talk about this plane that you allege that we sold to somebody else.
Look, I don't trust the government at all.
You kind of work with them. You know that, right? You kind of work with them.
So wait till you hear this, and you tell me if you trust them.
Okay.
So they had an $80 million F-35 stealth fighter jet.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Being escorted by 2 F-16s or whatever they were, right? So there's 3 planes lined up. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
The stealth, apparently the technology is so good that we can't even track our own plane.
Yep.
So the pilot ejects from the stealth, puts it on autopilot, ejects, and says, "Hey, the GPS wasn't working, so I ejected." The plane just keeps on going, disappears. But what happened to the 2 F-16s that were following it? Like, you're following it, you're escorting it, not even following it, you're escorting it, and then you just broke off and said, "Hey, this dude ejected. Let's go pick him up on the ground and not worry about this plane. And then the government came out and said, can anybody help us find this plane?
Huh.
They said, we can't track it because the technology is too good.
Right. So he put the stealth on while flying it.
The stealth was on, and he put autopilot on.
Oh, so he was just chilling. He was just sitting in the plane.
And then ejected and said, hey, the GPS said it stopped working, so I just wanted to get out of there because I didn't know if it was going to crash or not. Like, the plane was flying perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The GPS, he said, allegedly just went out. But why would you, if you're the F-16, why would you pull off of the plane? Why wouldn't you keep going with it to see what happens to it?
Mm.
And then now they're saying that they found it. There's no pictures of it.
Right.
There's no pictures of it. It's in the right. It's in the middle of nowhere where there's no houses around, where nobody can say, hey, we saw this crash per se. You'll have a witness that say they saw something. The government's going to have somebody say, I saw something. But I'm not buying it.
Okay. So the debris was found in South Carolina.
Yeah, so the debris in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina.
I see the nigga. That's in my front yard.
Yeah, what I saw on the news was a big old field with trees and bushes around.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Right. But like they didn't show like anything to identify it as like an F-35 when I was watching it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I was like, man, they just put some debris there and said, hey, you know, we just took some F-16 parts, threw it in somebody's yard, and said, hey, here it is right here.
Yeah, that's just like a big hole in the ground, right?
Yeah. What? But again, why didn't the F-16 shoot it down then? Why did they have to wait for it to disappear? If they said, oh, this thing's rogue, it's going to crash and kill somebody, like, why not just shoot it down in the sky and just take the chances wherever it fell? And then why, you know, if I'm the government, I wouldn't want my technology coming up missing.
Right.
So I would say, hey, let's destroy that before it hits the ground.
True.
Because it could get into somebody's hands, you know.
Well, you know, they said, you know, the aliens are real. You know, they saw that, so it might have been one of those situations.
So a couple years ago, I think somebody in Russia hacked the plane and remote controlled and landed it, and they basically took possession of it and everything. So I'm like, who's to say we're not doing this? Who's to say like the president and he can knock on your door, Secret Service, for talking about him? But like, this man could have just sold this plane to anybody and said, hey, look, here's the technology you got to use to software, whatever, to take control of this.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not buying it. And I'm not big on conspiracy theories, man. But this one here, there's just too many things. Like, you ejected because GPS stopped working. Like, look, the Amelia Earhart and all those flights that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle, their technology for GPS stopped working. They didn't eject.
Right.
They didn't abort. They kept on flying.
But they're gone now, too. He didn't want to be one of those people where you talk about him later.
This is all these years later. Like, he could have easily, you know, did something and said, hey, guide me in, tell me where I got to go. Like, the technology 80 years from now is way different. Like, they kept saying, oh, we just got to go up here. We got to follow the sun. We got to do this. This is where we got to go. Boom, boom, boom. His radio didn't stop working.
Right.
Like, he could have easily, he said, hey, he could have said, send me an escort team or have the escort team escort me back to where I need to go. There's 2 jets next to him. So there was so much stuff that could have happened.
So I'm looking at the BBC.com, the British site, sir, before you say something stupid.
BBCs are always right.
Yeah, they're always right. So they're saying the mishap is currently under investigation, and we are unable to provide any additional information to preserve the integrity of the investigation process. That's what the Marine said on Monday. The public has been asked to keep away from the area, stay away from the site, even though that's somebody's front yard. That's definitely somebody's front yard. It was like, keep away from the site while they do their work. Lockheed Martin, see, this is why I want to work for them. They offer me a job. This is why I want to work for them. They're the company that built the plane. They're supporting the government, of course. They got a government contract. That's going to be what they're going to do. The fighter jet was left on autopilot mode when the pilot ejected. A spokesperson at Joint Base Charleston told NBC News, adding that it may have been airborne for some time, complicating the discovery. So they don't know how long he ejected before the shit fell.
Bro, tell me this ain't some weird stuff.
Yeah, they said a plausible sequence of events is that when the pilot ejected, the electronics for the corresponder were fried. So now they're making Lockheed Martin look bad.
So when you auto eject, it automatically fries everything now?
Yeah, that's not how that works. Thus, the military was no longer able to track it. So they're saying it's the pilot's fault now.
Yeah, and now this pilot's going to come missing, and nobody's going to be able to get to him. And whatever happened to this pilot?
So that's what the senior analysts at the Teal Group for Defense Consultancy said. They said it's the pilot's fault. He said it's also possible that the aircraft kept flying after it ejected. So if the shit fried, how did it keep flying?
Yeah.
But that is extremely, extremely unlikely. They put that in quotes. Due to the damage of the aircraft would have received from the ejection seat. So
I read something that said that thing, when he ejected, could at least went 1,200 more miles on autopilot.
And there literally was like, I think they said like maybe 30 or 40 miles from the nearest Air Force base. They could have landed over there. They just didn't. And they said the canopy was gone when they found the plane. So maybe, don't come knocking on my door, Lockheed Martin fucked up this time. It was a tester plane. They fucked up. The shit didn't work. He hit the button. The whole shit just fell the fuck apart.
Look, you can buy what you want to buy, but I'm not buying anything they're selling.
Yeah, because the pilot was taken to the hospital. He's in stable condition.
I guarantee you.
The second F-35 made it safely to where they were supposed to go.
Bro, I'm guaranteeing you, if you call them now and say, hey, I'm with such and such media, I'd like to set up an interview with the pilot, they're going to be like, he's unavailable. And you'll never hear from this pilot again.
And Nancy Mace, a Republican congresswoman for South Carolina, wrote on Twitter, or X, as they call it now, how in the hell do you lose an F-45?
This is our plane. You don't think that we should have some type of software where we can say, hey, if this happens, how do we turn the cloaking device off? Or, our radar can't, like, why are you flying? So I read another thing from a guy that was in the Navy and in the Air Force. And he said that when you're doing some type of thing over U.S. soil, you never have any of the cloaking device stuff on, because of, you're over your homeland, stuff like that. Like you track all your stuff at all times. So it's like,
I'm thinking the pilot was touching shit. That's what that sounds like. The pilot was touching shit. It was like, it was oops, some shit. I wasn't supposed to touch that, and the motherfucker jumped out. That's what they don't
put a first year pilot in these $80 million planes. They put in like retired generals from like the
I get
Air
that
Force.
though. Like, as old as we are, and we done drove every car in the world, if we would got into like some super concept car, you telling me you're not gonna touch some shit inside?
Bro, I'm not touching anything because I know I can't afford it. They'd be like, if you break it, you bought it. Nope.
See,
I can't afford it.
Touching shit there. I'm touching shit. Like, oh, what's this do? Like,
bro, not an $80 million concept car. Because they're like, bro, you break something you bought. Hey, that window switch right there, that's like $1.2 million right there. So don't break the window switch. You're like, I'm not touching nothing.
So then they said a few months ago, 3 Marines died in an accident involving an Osprey tilt rotor plane. See what I'm saying? They're not building these shits right, bro. Some shit's fucked up.
We're being sabotaged from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's because you voted for Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. Who you vote for?
The pedophile. I didn't vote for. I voted for myself. I put my name on it.
So all that's being said, $2.5 million in damage on the plane right now.
And the plane crashed. Like, how's it not destroyed? Like, burnt to the ground? If there's a hole in the ground, like, how can you have $2.5 million worth of damage to a plane that crashed into the ground?
They said that because the only thing truly fucked up about it is the cockpit is missing. They can fix the rest of that shit.
Look, me and you get on a 747, right?
Uh-huh.
I jump out with you, like there's no pilot left. That thing crashes. What do you think's left?
Oh yeah, nothing. The black box.
Just the black box. You think this thing, just because it's a fighter jet, it landed safely?
Lockheed Martin said it did, brother.
Man. I got an account with them. I'm closing it tomorrow.
Bruh, Lockheed. Every time I go pick my mom from the airport, I drive right past them. Like, yep. I know y'all doing some shiesty shit over there. But they wanted to hire me at one point. See, I could have been building weapons, sir. I could be building weapons.
They look for shady people, and that's why they wanted to hire you.
See,
they were like,
that's why they want me.
We need somebody that looks like Uncle Ruckus. That way we could put him on the news like an average Joe. Ain't nothing to see here. This is my yard, and I just ran it over with my lawnmower exploded, and the battery blew up, and that's why the hole's in the yard.
See, I'm gonna fly the $80 million plane over to your house, land it in your front yard. Then be like, yep. See, he ain't belong over there anyway.
Man. Okay, Lockheed, I hear you. I'm not buying it. I hear you. Like, if I come up missing tomorrow, it's because I put this story out on Lockheed.
Yeah, you closer to them than I am. So
hey, I sleep with one loaded every night.
You ain't talking about no gun either, ladies.
I thought whatever gun you want, ladies. Little jelly bean.
Oh Lord, Monique back in the news, bro.
What's she do now?
She is she's trying to champion for Countess Vaughn, saying it's not right that you paid us more than you paid her because the show was based around her. I'm like, nigga, you ain't say that shit when you was getting them checks.
Man, I don't know. Like, when does she go away? Like what's going on? Like, when did she
disappeared for a little bit? And then her, Oprah, Tyler Perry, all them made up and hugged and shit and cried on camera. It's like, we could have had this conversation a long time ago. Kevin Hart actually got that conversation going because he's friends with the other side and he's friends with Monique. So he got Oprah and them to talk to her. And then she did this movie. It's a real good fucking movie. I didn't expect it to be good. I was so upset that it was good. So she got quiet for a little bit because the strike and shit ain't nothing going on. But yeah, now she's in the news with her husband that she calls daddy, and talking about pay that girl. So,
bro, you do realize the more you keep opening your mouth,
you can get back right where you were. Yeah,
you're gonna get back right where you were. Like, you're going to stop getting calls.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get any work. There's a lot of stuff going on.
And she's calling for CBS to pay her. Like, CBS give her money. That's the wrong people to talk to. That's the wrong motherfuckers to talk. That none of the people that got Nick Cannon off the air for a year. That's the wrong motherfuckers to talk to.
Right. And he was bringing them more money than she was.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man.
These people ain't gonna learn. Like they think that like, oh, I got a little bit of money now. Kind of like The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he basically got Superman fired because he wanted Superman to make an appearance in Black Adam.
Yeah.
The producer was like, nah, that ain't working. He went above the producer's head and went straight to the owner of the company of the film studio and was like, look, I want this. Okay, cool. So they put Superman in it and it wound up costing him because then they said, he's done. We're never going to have him, Henry Cavill, play Superman again. And then they fired The Rock's ex-wife, who was like Henry Cavill's manager or whatever.
Yep.
So The Rock got both of them fired, and his movie flopped.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it at all. I was excited to see it, but when I started watching it, I was like, nah, this ain't it. When I saw Superman, I was like, okay, that makes sense, you know. And then come to find out that Shazam and Black Adam, like they're like ancestors of each other. I'm like, yeah, like that doesn't help it. Doesn't help it at all. So
yeah, I didn't like it at all. Like it was, I watched it,
yeah,
but it wasn't one of those things. I was like, man, like,
yeah, no. I saw Fast 10 over the weekend when I was sick. It was okay. I think
the last Fast one, I think I seen like Fast and Furious 2. That was like it.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like people that died are back. He drove the car down a dam. I don't get it. Nas is not that powerful. I don't know who made people think that. Like he hit the Nas button and he went straight down the dam. It's a bunch of shit going on.
But the problem is, people love it. Like they think it's like the best thing out there. It comes out and they're like, "Oh, this one's better than the last one." Like the stuff they're doing isn't like the first 1 and 2. Like when they went under the tractor trailer with the Civic, and they were like, "Man, bro!" Like people thought like they lost their mind. Like this is the greatest thing ever. Like how do you do that? Like stunt drivers are so cool. Now they're driving down dams and stuff. Like
he went out of space once. Him and Tyrese and Ludacris went out of space with a car. And it came back to Earth safely. Like, bro, like it's a bunch of shit going on over there.
But hey, if people keep paying for them tickets, they're gonna keep putting that stupid stuff up.
Yeah, so the finale is 3 movies. Like they pumped it to be 10, but it's really gonna be 11 and 12 also. So, and then he has a son now. The son probably the same color as me. Like it's just wild. John Cena's in it, but he's not cool. Like John Cena was in the last one, but he was super cool. He was like that brother he upset that he got left behind and they doing all this shit. He was upset. He was that cool brother, but in this one, he's John Cena. Like he's WWE John Cena in this one. And it's a bunch of shit going on, but I don't know.
Sound like you gotta be a tool bag to watch it and like it.
Yeah, but the best part is Jason Momoa. I'm not even gonna lie. Jason Momoa is probably in the last 10 years, he's probably the best bad guy I've seen outside of the Joker. Like he gives the Joker vibes through the entire movie. Because they killed his dad and he's making them all suffer for that. So yeah, Jason Momoa did good. I don't want to see Jason Momoa play a good guy ever again in life. Like I don't want to watch him in Aquaman. I don't want to see none of that shit no more.
You don't want to see part 2?
Nope, fuck that shit. Even to part 2 do look good, but I need him to be a bad guy forever.
Apparently, they had to refilm like part 2 because apparently, like they were like, nah, they did a screening and people said this sucks, so they had to go back and refilm half of the movie for part 2 because the reviews said like, nah, this wasn't.
The first one was trash. I hated the first one.
I don't think they know how to make sequels and remakes and stuff like that anymore. Like, I don't know anything that, like the Avengers. Like they continue to get better every movie. The individual ones.
You done got the Marvel people happy, sir. Thank you.
Like the individual ones, like I don't think like every Thor got better or every
no.
Captain America got better, but the Avengers overall got better with those. But
you know why? It's an ensemble. You're not focused on one person to carry the movie. It's a whole ensemble, and plus Robert Downey Jr. is just Robert Downey Jr.
Right
at this point. So, and they say coming back, fucking multiverse and shit. So
I can see that. Like this man making like a sack. I do, but it's not a typical sack. They wanted me to ask you a question, and they didn't
ask me a question.
Yeah, not for me. They said to ask the bald-headed guy. I'm not bald-headed, so.
Oh Jesus!
Hold on. See, I got that shape up and everything going. So
I think I got alopecia. Yo. I think I got alopecia. Yo.
Yo.
Because I got all this is full. It's just right here, bro. This is gone.
Got alopecia. Yo. That's just balding.
But anyway, hey. All right, ask the ball guy.
So they want to know if you can name 3 things you love about yourself.
About myself?
Yep, because they asked me and they were like, ask the ball guy. It took me a minute to think, and I came up with 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, nobody's ever hit me with something like this deep and hard. Like, and I was like, they said ask the ball guy. It wasn't like a sack question. They just wanted to know and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this the sack question because this is a hard question.
3 things that I love about myself.
Right.
I don't like this fucking question. Whoever asked you this, they gotta see me after school, man. That's crazy.
Her name's Amber.
Amber?
Amber.
Yeah, I don't know no Ambers.
She's not white either. She's more Dominican.
Mocha? Dominican? Okay. Well, Amber. One thing I love about myself.
Why you have to put that hard R on there?
Also, Amber. All right, Amber. One thing I love about myself is that my adaptability. Being an Army brat, I had to move a whole lot before I got to Baltimore, and I had to adapt very fast, very quick, and make friends very fast, very quick. So, I want to say I wasn't here 6 months before me and best friend became friends. So, that's a trait of mine that I'm proud of. Number 2, what I love about myself. Shit. I don't know, bro. I make, and I can say this with confidence, I make a large amount of people feel good every day. And you can attest to that. Like, I make a lot of people feel good every day. And I'm not a masseuse. I don't give out happy endings. It's just that people come to my Instagram page, and they have been coming to my Instagram page for 12 years to get a smile, to get some type of comfort, and I make them feel good about themselves. Am I running away from myself a little bit? Most likely. But I take pride that I can make a lot of people happy. That third one, I don't know. I don't. I don't know, man. I don't.
See, I'm telling you, like, this was a hard one. I'm trying to find my response to her to see what my second one is, because I can't remember quite what my second one was. But for me, I was like, the biggest thing I love about myself is the effort I put into trying to be a good dad. And I say trying. Like, everybody tells me all the time, like, you're a great dad, phenomenal dad, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't think I am. I think I'm trying.
Right.
Like, I'm out here struggling, trying to be a good father. Then I think I bullshitted, like, the second one.
I make a mean barbecue.
And then it was just one of those things where I was like, don't know a third one. Like, I don't know. I can't think of a third one. Like,
I'm sitting here trying to think. Like, God damn.
See? And I think if people started asking themselves this question, I think it would help a lot more when it comes to anxiety, depression, self-love, self-care, like whatever you want, whatever. And I really never thought of it like that until she asked, and I was like, damn, that's a good question. Like, that's a deep question. Like, I'd much rather you ask me if I ever said the N-word, or, if I ever, whatever. Like, those are so much easier questions to answer than is like, what do you love about yourself? Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's a good one, Amber. That's a good one. Shit.
Yeah, she got you.
Damn, and I hate that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not even going to stretch it out and try to figure it out. I'm gonna think on that one though. I'll have that third one next week. I promise. I have a third one next week. You have your third one next week too. You have a week.
All right.
So, all right, man. Good show. Good talk. Shout out to the Casting Couch, where Best Friends Gonna Make Us Famous.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And if you have an $80 million automobile, give me the keys. Don't give it to him, because it's not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna test that motherfucker out for you.
Hey, if you got a casting couch in your $80 million automobile, I'll get it dirty.
There you go. There you go. Just go behind Bentlow Elementary. You know what I mean? Wait for Nicole to finish. Y'all can go ahead.
Yep. She over there selling her real estate.
You know what I mean? She's showing everybody her backyard, you know?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it's been another episode of Toxicology Report. My man, my mellow, my man, best friend. Any good words for the people?
Ask yourself what you love. 3 things you love about yourself.
Yep, I'm gonna put that up in our story and see what people say. I'm gonna see what they say.
I guarantee you, people can't answer it all the way like we couldn't.
Right. So, all right. And Danny Masterson, don't drop the soap, because you're gonna find out what real rape feel like. So just remember, you're not a hoe. You're just jealous because you're having fun, and you're not trash. You're somebody's treasure, and that's word to Mundo. And until next time, we are out of here.
Tarkarians, baby.